Hey, what's up everybody? This is Mr. 008 here, and today I have for you an update video regarding update 39 of Bloons Tower Defense 6, and more specifically the Mortar, and especially the Pop and Awe. So let's collect our daily reward right here, a Super Monkey Storm. See, we have an epic Insta Monkey coming up soon, so that's nice. Let's go ahead and see. I'm thinking Resort is a good map for mortars, or maybe Frozen Over. Let's go with Frozen Over, and let's play on, let's go Impoppable. I want to try and beat through round 100 here, and we will go ahead and start things off with a Dart Monkey, maybe a couple of Dart Monkeys actually. And we will see right where I want to put this Dart Monkey. Maybe like right there. Okay, so I'm going to get Benjamin because I like using Benjamin as a rather simple farming option. So let's go ahead and get him when we have enough money. So I decided not to use Striker Jones in this video because I want to save him for a part 2. I don't want to cover too much in one video because I don't want it to be overwhelming to the average viewer, and I also don't want to like try and like put too much in one video because I don't want to skew the data, so to speak, if a tower is pretty good but appears extremely good because of a buff or a synergy with another tower or a hero. I don't want it to be too much like that, so I want to first see how good the Mortar is, especially the Pop and Awe on its own, and then save for another video to see how good the Pop and Awe and other Mortars become with Striker Jones and his new level 7 ability, the target focus. So I'm going to get my first mortar right about here, and we will place it right there. So for those of you who may have forgotten or have not seen the patch notes yet, make sure to check out my second most recent video on my channel, aside from this one, that is the patch notes video regarding update 39, and in that video I covered that there was a rework for the base mortar, 2 damage instead of 1, and has 25 pierce instead of 30. That being said, the mortar has more pierce than it used to once you get it to 100 for the bigger blast. So let's go ahead, and I think we're good for now. So I will get this to a 220 mortar as soon as I can. That way we have very fast attack speed and 3 layers of damage. So that's pretty nice. This mortar cannot pop black bloons, obviously, although we can pop black bloons with heavy shells, which also deals extra damage to ceramics, leads, fortified, and stunned bloons, and attacks faster. I almost forgot about the heavy shells attacking faster from the previous update. And it also looks like it dealt 4 damage instead of the 3 I expected it to those black bloons. Granted, it's popping the white bloons into green, so 3 damage there. Actually, it is 3 damage with the black bloons as well. It just looked like 4 damage because of the Dart Monkey's darts hitting them at the same time. So that was just me misobserving something right there. So I am going to get a monkey village right here. That way we have a little bit of more support for our mortar, especially in regards to camo detection, because I don't want to have to worry about relying on other towers to pop or reveal camo bloons, so let's just do that. And the heavy shells came into nice use there against those leads. 4 damage instead of the usual 3 because of its bonus lead damage. So that's nice. And we are not all that far off from an artillery battery, which is going to be very nice because it attacks, I believe, thrice as fast as the heavy shells. It used to be 4 times. I mean, originally in BTD6, let me give you a brief history lesson on this tower and this middle mortar path. So it used to work like giving 3 times the attack speed, like I previously mentioned. Now going from 3rd tier to 4th tier, but that is how it used to be, is just triple the barrels, triple the pain, and it did not have an ability, the 4th tier. So I am going to be a little safe there, better safe than sorry. Let's just go out and go back in right here. And I am thinking of getting either something for cleanup or another mortar. Let's just go with another mortar. I just want to use mortars today. So let's go ahead like this and get maybe, let's just get 220 right there for towards the end of the track. I don't want to spend too much, but I also don't want it to be weak to where it can't do an adequate job of cleaning up. So, getting back to this history lesson, it used to be that heavy shells would just provide the ability to pop black balloons and a little bonus damage to certain balloon types, but no increased attack speed compared to the 2nd tier. It was the same speed as rapid reload. So unless you were popping or trying to pop certain balloon types, it would just be the same as a 2nd tier. And then artillery battery had no ability, and it was just triple the barrels, triple the pain. So then Ninja Kiwi decided to give it the bombardment ability, and either shortly before or shortly after that, they decided to buff the mortar even further by making it shoot 4 times as fast instead of just thrice as fast as the 3rd tier. And then after that, they decided to buff heavy shells so that it would shoot 33.3 repeating % faster than the 2nd tier. So it's back to triple the attack speed for the 4th tier compared to the 3rd tier, but the 3rd tier is faster than it used to be, which is nice. I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get a 2nd artillery battery right there, and I am thinking of getting a 3rd one, and then after that we will go for our pop and all and maybe get a couple of other mortars for support. So let's go ahead right there or so. Want to maximize the popping power by putting it over targeting intersections in the track. So let's go right there and right there. Fortified ceramics are very, very easy to pop now that we have these 2 artillery batteries. So even with 1, it would still be very easy. It's just the Moabs we have to watch out for generally at this point in time. So I could go for maybe shattering shells or something like that. Granted, that would kind of interfere with the bonus fortified damage that we have with our current mortars, and I don't want to do that right now. But Blue Incineration is an option because it deals very severe Moab damage. So let's go ahead and recheck the description right here. Poppin' has permanent rapid attack speed, like 3-4 times as fast as the artillery battery for that matter, and enhances bad and boss damage of all artillery batteries. And then separately, so that's passive, the extra bad and boss damage, it sounds like. And then the ability rains explosions all over the whole screen, damaging balloons and periodically stunning them.
Careful with these.
So let's go ahead and keep going. cash is not coming in as fast relative to the number of balloons we're popping because it is past round 50. I think that's been in the game since Bloons TD4. I don't know if it was in BTD3, for example. I think in BTD3, the mobile version, which was just called Bloons TD, but it wasn't Bloons TD1. It was basically a mobile expanded version of Bloons TD3. I used to play that game so much even after Bloons TD4 and even BTD5 were out. I just remember wanting to spam my plasma super monkeys everywhere, especially in the late game, and of course get monkey beacons, super monkey storm, and all that other good stuff. Those were fun days. Let me know if you guys remember those days too and played the same way. But yeah, I think in BTD3 there was not a cash reduction after a certain round, just from the round itself, but there was after, I believe it was round 40 or 50, I forget when the game ended back then. I think it was round 50, but it wasn't because it was round 50, it was because no matter what difficulty you played, easy, medium, or hard, the game ended after round 50 unless you went to free play. But in free play, you got reduced cash. So, it was like that basically. So I'm going to use the Pop and All ability right here. Let's go ahead and wait right there. There's the BFB. And use this one as well. Nice. So not that much micro required, and we are comfortably popping Moabs at this point, but I think we are going to need to get a few anti-Moab towers in the near future, like either sticky bombs, Moab maulers, or something else along those lines. Maybe even something like a Robo Monkey. I think that would be cool as well. So let's see how we do against these fortified Moabs right there. The Trojan or Sushi effect, since we're playing with Sushi Bento, that is helping us against the Moabs, at least as far as not needing to deal with the ceramics coming out and moving super fast relative to the Moabs themselves, and possibly sneaking through. So it's good that we don't have to deal with those, but we are making less money than we would if not for the Trojan effect. So I don't think money's a concern though, because we are just over $4,000 away from the Pop and All. And I think I made the right choice getting 3 artillery batteries. That way we don't have to worry about crazy micro, but we also don't have to spend too much and be set back from trying to get our Pop and All and all that. Which reminds me of one of the things I least like about Chimps mode, is that sometimes you save for a super powerful tower that'll basically make the game all but over for you, and when you finally are like $5,000 off of a $50,000 to $90,000 tower or whatever, the Bloons just get a little bit too tough for your current defense to handle, and you have to get more stuff. And it's like, how many more rounds am I going to have to wait to get this big, strong, bulky tower, whatever it is, whether it's a flying fortress or something that's like, I don't know, Moab Domination or Archmage or whatever else, that'll make things a lot easier and less stressful for you for the rest of the game. So things like that can be a bit of a problem. So let's just keep going on here, continue our game, and we will go ahead right here, and I want to get some kind of anti-Moab tower, as I was talking about earlier. So let's go right here and get this Speaking of which, I forgot to get a jungle drums for that matter before, so I'm going to get jungle drums for the increased attack speed for the mortars, and I am going to get a super monkey right there. So we do need the bigger radius, but now that we have that, that won't be a problem. And let us continue here.
Careful with these.
Go for the camo detection so I don't have to get the dumb cross path in order to maximize popping power. So let's go ahead and continue on. So we're not that far off of jungle drums, and it may not be best for me to get jungle drums first, but I'm going to do that anyway. It's not because I suck at the game. The reason I'm doing that is because I have a habit of sometimes being like, alright, well, we don't have to worry about getting the strongest thing for our defense next, so I got plenty of time, and I'm going to make plenty of money before that's an issue, so I am just going to get the buffing supporting towers first, and get the stronger stuff for our maximized popping power later on. So, and I used to do similar things back when I was playing BTD 5 and all that, especially when I had the high-level Monkey Lab research, the extra, constant, like 20-25% extra pierce, so that every fourth or fifth shot would pierce through an extra bloon, like 2 bloons instead of 1 or whatever, on certain towers, and the attack speed and all that. Like, the Monkey Lab was so good in BTD 5, especially at the higher levels, and you didn't even need to beat that many maps and earn that many medals in order to max out a lot of your Monkey Lab research. So that was definitely some fun stuff to use. But let's go ahead and do first close instead of first last, because I'm not big on having any of my towers hit last rather than bloons that are further along the track. So let's go ahead and continue here. Here's the plasma blasts right there. And do I want to go for something like an Archmage next? Perhaps. I think that's what I will do. Just feeling it today. Just what I want to get. So here is third tier. I could get the extra range and pierce. I mentioned range because we already have camo detection, so if I got monkey sense, it would be for the extra range, not for the camo detection, because it's unnecessary in that regard. Or we could go for the fireball and the wall of fire, which would mean once we get Archmage at least that those attacks would be fired faster, I think, judging by my recollection of balance changes from a couple updates ago. So I do remember Ninja Kiwi made some kind of change. I think that was the type of change, basically, that actually made 520 Archmage a good tower, rather than being like, you never want to go for this cross path. It's always 502, even if you don't need camo detection. Because pierce is better than a basic first or second tier weak attack that isn't going to do anything late game. So, now that both cross paths are actually worthwhile, we can continue to, we can actually, like, weigh our options instead of being like, well, we know this isn't going to work, so we have to go for that instead. So,
big fish.
I definitely think, I mean, over the years of playing BTD 6, I think my absolute favorite thing about the game is that Ninja Kiwi is paying so much attention to balancing update after update. It makes for certain towers that are, like, pretty boring one time, or even for several versions, and then all of a sudden it gets buffed. And it's like, this tower is actually good, and you just want to play with it, experiment, and try new strategies and all that. And it's just fun. And there's a tower like that every update, basically. There's pretty much every update, there's always at least one tower where it's like, this tower used to be pretty crappy, and now it's good. And then there's another tower where it's like, everybody's used to this tower being super good, but now it's mid, it's mediocre, it's not that good anymore. You know, sort of like what happened with Comanche Commander in one of the earlier updates of the game's history. And
big fish.
Yeah, so that is definitely one of the things I most enjoyed throughout BTD history. So let's go ahead and continue going here. Check the pop counts on our towers. The pop and awe, even with no ability uses, has about as many pops as the Arcane Spike and Robo Monkey combined at this point. So I am expecting the other two towers combined to overtake the Mortar before the end of the game, but still, it's actually pretty decent. And in fact, let's go ahead and get an Alchemist right here. Position this Alchemist in such a way that only the pop and awe can be buffed. So there we go, right there, just for fun. And let's go ahead and check right there. So when the buff is applied, it does not last that long, given how fast the tower shoots, but either way, I think that it is helping out a bit, and given how strong the tower is, even if the buff percentage-wise relative to the tower isn't that strong, I still think it's worth it.
Careful with
and
these.
We're just going to go for the Wall of Fire. I mean, I just want to use the unusual cross path. Besides, we don't need camo detection. We already have the radar scanner. Again, sure, we get extra range, we get extra pierce and all that, but
big fish.
Why go for that, you know? Why not go for this? Because I think I conducted a test or watched someone else conduct a test with the different Archmage cross paths not too long ago, and the test basically concluded that if you want extra pierce, go 502, and if you want extra damage to smaller numbers of balloons, then go for 520 instead. So I think that damage is the way to go, especially because we have the Pop and All, which has a lot of pierce and attack speed and all of that, and can take care of almost anything, even super ceramics, it looks like, at least with the help of the other towers. So there's the fortified DDTs, and I'm going to switch the targeting on these mortars right there, and we are going to use these abilities. Let's even use the Pop and All ability. Not sure if that was the best timing, but there we go. And use the Tech Tower ability, just swag it, we didn't need to use it, but there we go. So we beat Impoppable mode using the Pop and All. So let's check our pop counts right here. Archmage is at 534,000, Tech Tower is at 517,000, the Pop and All is almost at 750,000 pops, not bad. And then we have the artillery batteries, which weren't aimed at where the balloons were for the later parts of the game, so they don't have that many pops, mainly for that reason. But Pop and All is good. I definitely say it's a good tower right now, and we didn't maximize its ability use for that matter, so there's definitely more that can be done with this tower, but I hope you guys enjoyed that showcase. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video, you guys. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more interesting content, and I will talk to you all again in the next video. Peace out.